very warm welcome to all our viewers. We are here at the 8th edition of the Indian Hotelier Awards. The theme of this year's event is revolutionizing the Indian hospitality sector. And on that note, sir, my first question to you is, as per you, what is the present state of the Indian hospitality sector? And also, what are those key trends that will shape the future of this whole industry, let's say in the next 5 to 10 years?
No, I think the industry is in a very, very good position. The economy is growing, the industry is well established. There are lots of brands, both Indian, international. So it's in a great place. And at the same time, with the economy growing, there's massive opportunity that sits out there because the market is so severely underpenetrated, as we were talking, in the conference hall earlier. I mean, our sort of, the amount of rooms that we have in India, possibly city like Bangkok has more number of rooms. So there's opportunity, there's quality, there's competence, and the economy is growing.
All right. As per you, what are the avenues that, the stakeholders of the Indian hospitality sector should focus on to make sure that India becomes a global leader, a global hub for the hospitality domain?
So let me sort of just expand on your question.
Sure.
On what needs to be done for this to get where you just asked. Institutions in India will build quality hotels, and that's going to go, improve significantly. Several reasons for that. That's what the market today needs. It needs efficiency. Building materials have changed. Technology is coming through the gate in the industry, and so on. But at the same time, there's a big role that the government needs to play through policy making. We talked about, Sumanji talked about getting into the harmonized sector, bringing in, capital at better rates for our industry, to recognize it as an infra industry, bring in more efficiencies around laws, policies, around car parks, around building norms, etc. So the government and the industry will need to work hand in hand together to get there.
Okay. Speaking of the government and the interactions it has with the industry leaders, do you think that degree of interaction is enough at the moment? Do you feel it should be more?
It was very refreshing to hear Bilaji talk about, some of these things like harmonizing, ease of doing business, and several other things. So clearly there's a lot of dialogue that's going on. India is a large country. It's got many challenges that it needs to deal with. And obviously because this is closer to home, it sort of affects us more. But to answer your question, the dialogue should increase. There are lots of responsible players now who understand what patient capital is and can bring in large institutional capital. So the dialogue could increase a bit more as well, though.
Union Minister Shekhawat mentioned that economy and budget hotels need to be invested more in. What role are big hotel chains playing here, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, we are pretty much in the mid-market space and sort of quite committed to bringing value to the customer. So this is an area that's going to grow significantly. We ourselves will continue to grow. But I think you'll also see a lot of the industry will respond for that sector, because we've had a large number of luxury hotels and the upper-end hotels, and the big sort of demand is going to come in the mid-market space. So people are focused there. Also, these hotels are far lesser sort of on resource. They're far lesser sort of on resource, so therefore you can build faster, build quicker. So that's a big opportunity out there, absolutely.
I have to ask you a question about technology. AI and machine learning are all the rage at the moment. How are hotel chains leveraging that kind of technology to their advantage?
Look, in general, hospitality has not been at the forefront of technology. I think that is something that we as an industry need to understand and need to look at. It's just the way the industry has grown in a sort of a semi-fragmented way with fragmented ownership, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a lot of talk at the brand levels to look at this space, but a lot of work still needs to be done because most of hospitality technology doesn't ultimately converge to create large data lakes, et cetera, et cetera. But there will be work happening in that area.
All right. Last question, sir. BW Hotelier, our platform, will complete 10 full years this January. In your words, what role has it played to bring together the voices of the industry in the last 10 years?
So first of all, congratulations in advance. Well done. Very responsible publication, very responsible platform. What has always been so refreshing about BW Hotelier is that you bring industry and government together and you give a very, very good, mature view. I think you should continue to do that and also continue to consider looking at, possibly publishing white papers for what the industry needs.
So lovely chatting with you. Thank you so much. Pleasure.